Hello. So this is a bit of a sample piano lesson for all of you, uh, for beginners, but also for beginning improvisers. So first off, I just wanted to introduce you a little bit to the piano. So first of all, you may have known that there are 88 keys, and the black keys are grouped into groups of 2 and 3, although the one on the very bottom is an exception. It belongs to the 3 black keys. The lowest note on the piano is an A, and if you do the white keys in order, it just follows the musical alphabet, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it repeats over and over again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And we'll get to the letters in a little bit, but the first thing I wanted to show you is something that you could immediately do with the piano. And by the way, I don't know what you can see here, but here are my shark slippers. I'm in my nice social distancing gear at home in my living room. Hope you guys can enjoy this on your own pianos. Okay, so if you have a piano with a pedal, what I want you to do is press that right pedal down. And when you do that, what's going to happen is all the notes that you play will continue to sustain. So we're going to do a black key improvisation to begin with. And if you do have a digital weighted piano, weighted keys, or an acoustic upright or grand piano, then I want to quickly talk to you before we create some sound about how to use arm weight. So the idea of arm weight is when we play the piano, we want to use gravity as much as possible. We don't want to have to use tension. The fingers barely have to do anything. It's mostly a little lift and then dropping with gravity. So a good way to experience arm weight is you can close the lid first and just relax. Just let your arms fall. You can kind of lift them and then like a rag doll, just let them fall back down. And when you can do that with like a vertical fist, you can almost pretend you're holding a flower, put a pencil in there. Then you could try it with a flat palm, kind of like you're slapping pizza dough. And then you can try it with the pads of your fingers, as if you're holding like a grapefruit. And when you do that, then you want to start to divide your weight between every part of your forearm. Let your shoulder completely go, let your elbow fall, and then see that you can just kind of have some friction between your finger pads and the piano, almost like you're a gecko climbing a wall. And then when you do that, you want to just let all the weight go, like you're really tired, but don't let your wrist keep falling. When you do that, you're going to absorb the impact. What we want to do, we want to be able to get a little sound from those finger pads. So what you can then do is try this arm weight on the piano. You can just make a little loose fist, again, pretending you're holding a flower. You could put a little pencil in there, and then just lift and drop. And you should be able to get a sound like a baby playing the piano, and that's called arm weight. And then once you have arm weight, you can try it with individual fingers, and you'll notice that the finger itself can just do the littlest lift and drop, and it doesn't need to try. What you want to be careful is that you don't suddenly hold your arm and stop, and then do all of it with your finger and tighten up. What you want to do is let the finger do a very light tap, and then what's going to happen is, because the arm is going to continue to go down, it's going to tap through the key. So you can almost aim, you could pre-depress the keys, and you can almost aim for the middle or close to the bottom of the key. So what we're going to do now is black keys, and I want you to use just your middle finger using arm weight. Hold the pedal down with the right foot, the right pedal, and see if you could play a bunch of the black keys in a row. You can start anywhere and just move to the right, which is called ascending. This is higher in the piano. So you could say higher, right, ascending, going up. long as you play only black keys, it's called the pentatonic scale because there's 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Anything will sound good. So for an improvisation, you could start by ascending, like we did. You could change the rhythms. Then you could start to descend and go the other way. You could try it with your pointer finger. There's no wrong answer, so just experiment. You could pause this video and try it a little bit. Then you could try using your pointer and your middle finger. Just shift your arm and drop straight down. We never want to attack sideways with the piano. We want to just shift the arm, and the fingers just drop, and the arm just drops like you're slapping a pizza dough. Then you can add your ring finger. Switch direction at will. When you add your pinky, just make sure that you maintain a palm that's parallel to the ground. So you're going to be tempted to do this with your pinky or this, but see if you can maintain a really tall outside of your hand, that palm, if you pretend that there's a smiley face, an eye here, an eye here, and then this is the smile, that it's parallel with the ground. And really bend that pinky in the same way that it bends when it's at the side of your hand, and see if you can not let it collapse. It might help if right before you play, you kind of lift the outside of your palm and you let it fall back. If you find that you're missing the key, you might want to pre-depress the key first, lean with your pinky, lift your other fingers up a little bit, and then lift the palm with the other hand and drop it. Just to feel what it's like to have arm weight resting in your pinky pads. We want to use the pads of the fingers, not the nails, but also not flattened. Same round shape that's at the side of your hand. So then you can start to use 4 fingers. And to add the thumb is a very strange finger because unlike the other fingers where we kind of lift and drop them, the thumb is not going to move in this sideways way. We're actually going to lift it using the carpometacarpophalangeal joint over here, which is this joint most people don't realize they have, that almost originates back there. So what you're going to try to do is see if you can move your thumb from there, almost like a little baby carrot. See if you can maintain that shape without moving the nail joint, and just keep it really relaxed. When you raise and drop that thumb, that's the motion we do when we want to play a thumb. It's a very gentle motion, and we use the side of the thumb right next to the fingernail. We don't use the tip of the thumb. You're going to be tempted to collapse the hand, so when you play the thumb, see if your palm could be a good 2 inches above the keys. And you can kind of turn your hand like you're looking at a watch, and when you're done playing with the thumb, roll a little bit onto the fingernail after you play it. Feel like the rest of your hand is climbing up, like floating away like it's a balloon. So now you have all the fingers to work with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.